Welcome back, everyone. Dan Hodge is back with us today, naturalist at Johnny Appleseed Metro Park District. One of the biggest goals I know you guys have is educating all ages about what goes on in the parks and nature and that kind of thing. And you were telling me about school field trips, and you guys have quite a few of those throughout the year.
Yeah, Jeff, connecting people with nature is the whole crux of this department, right? And one of the ways we do that is with our school field trips. So we bring kids out to the parks from schools all over Allen County to help give them a positive outdoor experience. And we're working more and more to make that experience line with the state standards so that, it's not just a valuable, a fun time in the park, which I think is valuable, but it's also helping teach or introduce or reinforce things that teachers are doing in the schools, that would have otherwise had to been taught in a classroom setting. So we're getting these kids outside, we're getting them dirty, sometimes we're getting them experience with all sorts of different aspects of nature, in the mud and the trees and the flowers. We're getting their senses involved, very tactile or smelling or seeing, obviously listening. Sometimes we're tasting things too, obviously prepared beforehand. But all of these things we're doing are trying to, like I said, create a connection with nature for some of these kids, and try to help the teachers out a little bit, and get some of that education that's going to happen anyway, but do it kind of in a real world setting. We're learning about the basic needs of living things. Well, we can come out and see living things and talk about what they need right here in the parks.
What age groups are you working with? Because I know you've talked about this. The earlier you can get them, sometimes the better.
Absolutely. A lot of what we're doing right now is kind of on the early education side of things. We're starting our kindergarten program right here in McLean Teddy Bear Park. We're starting this in the month of May. By the way, if you're outside and you see a group of kids, perhaps you see a grown man flapping his wings like a duck, and behind him are 14 little ducklings in a row, that's okay. This is on purpose. Or maybe you see us all lying on our bellies looking through magnifying lenses at moss on the ground. And just walk around. It's all right. We'll be okay. So our kindergarten programs, first grade, we've got a third grade program in the fall. We're working on second grade. So right now we're trying to expand what we're doing as far as these school field trips are concerned. And we're growing that program. We've laid a pretty good foundation of what we're doing. It's very successful, I think. We've got a lot of great feedback from area teachers and schools. So we're looking to grow that program, and we're looking to expand even the schools that we're reaching now in the grades that we are. We want more. Let's get more people out here. So put it on your calendar for next year. If you're an educator, in kindergarten, we usually do in May, sign up. Next spring when that rolls around. Then it could be your kids rolling down the hills or crawling like turtles. You know how it goes, Jeff. You and I got to get outside. I'll get you rolling down the hill.
Oh, well, I was going to say, even if you see Dan in the woods without kids around, he may be flapping his wings. That's the way it goes. Hey, you mentioned the teachers, that they love it. There is a lot to be said that obviously book learning is great, but as you mentioned, getting out there, the tactile feel of it and feeling things and experiencing nature for yourself, that's crucial, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, and teachers know this too. And it's hard sometimes when you're in a classroom setting to be able to try to communicate these ideas or, these constructs to children when you don't have access to the real thing. And this doesn't just apply to nature. This is other things too. But certainly that's an area where the park district can help out. It's not just a walk in the woods. There's more to it than that. But, for the kids, it's just a fun day at the park. And then when they go back, you can say, hey, do you remember when you learned this? Well, that's on the test, how it goes with schools. So we're trying to help the teachers out just a little bit, and give them an opportunity to have somebody else do some of that teaching or reinforce, like I said, or introduce some of these concepts so that you can bring them back and really hammer them home. And the kids can go away, better for it. They've had a great outdoor experience, and they got some learning that maybe they didn't even realize.
It's great stuff. You guys do a great job with those programs. Schools can get a hold of you. Thanks, Dan. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. And don't forget, you got to get outside.
Weather's nice. Get out there. All right. Thank you, Dan. We'll be back right after this.